All right, welcome back to Jay Creates. So you can see what we're gonna create today. It's one of those 2x4 pumpkins with a nice brown stem. I neglected to go to this. Well, I did go to the big box store, but I didn't go to get any 2x4. I figured I had enough here, and apparently I may or may not. Now, if I calculate this out, we need 8 cuts at 6.5 inches, 1 cut at 10 inches with a 15-degree miter on it. By my calculations, that comes out to about 62 inches. And here I have exactly 62 5/8 of an inch on this 2x4. So don't mess it up. Let me get these measured out and start the cutting. I'm going to mark all these as 6.5. I'm going to mark the first one out. Wait for the cars to go by. I'm going to mark this first one out as 6.5 inches. Get it where I want on my table saw. Not a table saw, my miter saw. Get it where I want on my miter saw. Set up a stop block. I'm going to bang out these 8 pieces in no time. Alright, well, I got these 8 6.5 inches. Leaves me with a little less than 10. We're going to use it anyway, right? We just need it to stick up higher. And it is going to stick up higher. So I'm going to stick a 15-degree miter on the end of this. And we'll go with, it's like 9 3/4 inches. So it's not much off. Let me set my miter here to 15 degrees. And we're just going to put a little 15-degree right on the end. Alright, so that long piece, the 10-inch piece with the 15-degree miter, ends up being 9 3/8 from the tall point, the long point there. 9 3/8, as long as it's bigger than the 6.5 inch ones. You know, it's an inch or two bigger, so we're good there. And look at that, it made a nice little door stop. Next up is we're going to set our miter saw to 45 degrees. Lock that in. So we want to put 45 degree on all 4 corners of each piece. Right, so all the 6.5 inch ones, you're going to 45 off all 4 corners. 45 degrees. You don't want to take it like a huge 45 degree because you want to leave that chunk in the middle that's flat. So I have a pencil mark here from the one I made earlier. So I'm going to set that off. I'm just going to take a stop block on this side. That way I just put them on the same way every time. Alright, so now I'm going to take those 8 6.5 inch 2x4s that I cut, and I'm going to 45 degree 4 corners on each of the 8. So this may take a minute, so I'll speed it up and throw in some music for you. All right. Now, we have our 8 pumpkin pieces. All right, we 45 every corner. Put a 45-degree cut on it. And we have our almost 10-inch piece with a 15-degree angle. My next step is I want to soften them up a little more than having these hard lines. So I'm going to use the router. And I'm just going to put a small little, I think it's like a 3/16 inch round over on all the corners. And then I'm going to hit it with the sandpaper. I'm going for the rustic look, right? I don't want it to be super smooth like a, brand new tabletop or anything, but I do want to get, the fuzzies off from the cuts. This piece had some pretty good knots in it. Anyway, I'm going to hit it with the router, soften all the edges, come back, sand it, and then we'll get to assembly. Or we'll get to something, maybe paint in assembly. We'll see. Alright, so the router's done. That just softens them up a little bit more. You don't have those sharp edges on there. So next thing I'm going to do is hit it with some, I think I got 120 grit on here. You can use whatever grit you want. You can make them perfectly smooth and shiny all around. But just remember they are 2x4. So they're not going to be perfect wood. So that's what helps in giving it that rustic style, right? So I'm just going to sand it. I'm going to get the factory markings off, get all these burls, not burls, like frizzies or whatever you want to call them. Guess we need a battery first. And I always put the gloves on for the sander anyway, because sometimes I hold it in my hand. It just helps reduce the vibration, and I have sanded my thumb a few times, so it just helps. Well, now that we have everything sanded, routed, cut, 45 and 15 degreed, we gotta put some paint on these things. Now, you could paint it after you assemble it. The only difficult thing would be your stem. So your stem is going to be, I actually use stain. You could use brown spray paint or whatever you want. I used this red mahogany on mine. I just wiped it on. You don't have to be super precise about putting this on or anything, because you're going for the rustic look here on the pumpkins themselves. I have one glove left. Yesterday I was here. I said, I got to make a list of what I need to bring back with me. And one of them was more gloves. And did you think I did it? I did not. Don't worry about how much to put on. Just glob it all on there. And just keep rubbing it in. I mean, if you want to do the whole thing, you can do the whole thing, but I'm just going to do about half of it. Let it soak in and dry. Once we get this done, you just set this aside and let it dry. And we'll move on to some spray paint. Alright, I'm going to leave that there. And let's take these and meet outside. Alright, here's my fancy outside paint station. Here's the one in the introduction. I put a little bit of extra paint on it, so that's sitting there drying. Here's another project I'm working on, so we're going to have to move this. Alright, so I got the real orange. That's what it's called, real orange. It's probably closest to that. This one is gloss orange, just a generic from the big box the blue big box store. So like I said, I think I'm gonna go with rustic orange on these ones. So outside at the paint station here, now pumpkins don't come in just orange. I have seen white pumpkins. I've also seen some brown pumpkins and maybe some yellow pumpkins, right? I've seen people make these brown or maybe a little bit of gray, or you can just do stain on the whole thing. Maybe a lighter stain on the pumpkin pieces and a darker stain on the stem, or vice versa. All depends on what you want to do for your decorations or for what your customer base. Okay, I don't know if I'm going to batch these out and try to sell them. I may try to sell a few, but let's get going on this paint. Well, these are dry enough. They're a little tacky, but this should be dry enough for us to get started on assembly. Now, when I was assembling this one, and I watched somebody, this is another Who's the Boss video that he put out. He put out the plans for this, and I've seen other versions of it. Just kind of, putting my little bit of spin on it. But when he assembled his, he just kind of did it right all at once, squeeze it all together, and like a professional, man, like as a pro. When I tried to assemble this, I was all over the place. I didn't know what I was doing. I tried to do it all at the same time. It wasn't working. So I ended up putting like 3 or 4 clamps in different areas and then twisting and moving things around to make it straight. So this should be interesting. And I'll make sure I'll record the whole thing for you. Anyway, I'm using liquid nails here because I've already painted this. And I'm not really sure how wood glue would do with paint. Whatever. Liquid nails is pretty inexpensive and should last quite a long time. So I need 2 plus 1, right? There's your front. Then you put your stem in the middle, a couple of guys on either side, and then we're going to reverse this 2 and 1. Right? Simple enough, right? Try putting it all together at the same time. So I think we're going to do this in sections. We're going to do the front. See, I'm already confused. I already confused myself. Let's move this over here. So if we put liquid nails on these 3, and again with the liquid nails, try not to go too close to the edges, or you're going to get that squeeze out, and you have to do a little touch up. I got a little bit of squeeze out on here, so I went in and scraped a little and touched it up with some more paint. See, I'm all over the place here. Alright, so you get your front, add your stem, and you got your 2 sides are going to go in like this. So I'm actually going to put the liquid nails on the back of the other boards. You don't have to, like I said, you don't have to do precise measurements or anything on these. It's all about how you want it to look. If you want it to look rustic, professional, perfect. You know, you want different colors, you want different sizes. You can make these taller, smaller. All right, so now we're all assembled. We're squeezed together. We got our rustic orange and our bright orange, like a gloss orange. I really like the rustic one better. It's more faded, more rustic, right? So I gotta let this dry. I'm probably gonna stick a couple clamps on here just to be safe. The liquid nails, I give it a couple of hours before you go moving it around and picking it up by the stems. This one sat overnight with some clamps on it. And then I touched up the paint this morning. I like them both. I'm leaning more towards the rustic orange because it's a little more flat, not a high gloss. And you know, you could probably stick these up on Etsy or Facebook Marketplace. You know, I'll try to calculate the material cost and see what other people are selling them for. So maybe that'll be rolling in the video here somewhere while we talk. But for now, I'm gonna call it done. I think maybe if you put them up for 15-20 bucks a piece, you'll do pretty good. You're using, I wouldn't say minimal wood, but it is a 2x4. 2x4s are what, $3 and something cents. So you're using, you know, 30 something inches of 2x4. So calculate that out. Anyway, we're gonna call this video done. This pumpkin, that pumpkin, and go up and watch one of these other videos of some other pumpkins. Those will get you through the Halloween, Thanksgiving, or even if you can swap those around. I don't know why I always put Halloween first. Thanksgiving comes first, so you can use these for fall, Thanksgiving, Halloween. Stick them in the closet and bring them out again next year. All right, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, like, share, comment, all that good stuff to help this little YouTube channel grow. I appreciate it. Have a good one.